Dad.
Dada.
Dad.
Say good morning.
Good morning.
And now, to pay tribute to Ozzy, Chad Smith, Robert Trujillo, Adam Wakeman.
I work out every day, but I had no choice because the doctors were telling me I was slowly, but not slowly.
Andrew Watt, Billy Idol, Steve Stevens, Zach Wilde, Jelly Roll, and to start it off...
What if I told you that one of rock music's biggest legends just said goodbye in the most heartbreaking way possible? What if I told you that his wife's final words at his funeral made grown men cry and left an entire room completely silent? Today, we're talking about something that has shaken the music world to its core. The Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, has passed away, and what happened at his funeral will break your heart. I know this is hard to hear. For millions of fans around the world, Ozzy wasn't just a singer. He was the voice that got them through their darkest times. He was the wild, crazy rock star who showed everyone it was okay to be different. And now he's gone. But before you click away, because this is too painful, you need to hear what his wife Sharon said at his funeral. Her words weren't just a goodbye. They were something much deeper, something that will change how you see their love story forever. Let me take you inside that private funeral service, where even the toughest rock stars were wiping away tears. Let me tell you about Ozzy's final days, the secrets he kept hidden, and why Sharon's tribute has left the entire world talking. This isn't just about saying goodbye to a rock legend. This is about love, forgiveness, and the man behind the makeup who just wanted to find peace. The last few months of Ozzy's life were nothing like what you might expect. You know how Ozzy was always the wild one, right? The guy who would bite the heads off bats, scream into microphones, and party harder than anyone else. But in his final weeks, something changed completely. The man who once filled stadiums with his powerful voice could barely speak above a whisper at his own breakfast table. People who were close to the family started noticing that Ozzy had become very quiet and sad. He stopped going to his doctor appointments. He didn't want to take his medicine anymore. One time, he even told his nurse that he just wanted to go to sleep and never wake up. Can you imagine how scary that must have been for Sharon to hear? She had been with him through everything. All the crazy times, the drinking problems, the times when he almost died from his wild lifestyle. But this time felt different. Sharon later said that when she looked into Ozzy's eyes during those final weeks, she could see a kind of peaceful sadness. It was like he was already saying goodbye, even though he hadn't said the words out loud. That must have been so frightening for her. After being married for more than 40 years, she could read his feelings just by looking at his face. During his last days, Ozzy did something really beautiful and heartbreaking. He asked each of his children to come see him alone. His son Jack, his daughter Kelly, and his other daughter Amy all had private conversations with their dad. No cameras were rolling, no TV crews were there. It was just a father talking to his children, probably for the last time. We don't know exactly what he said to them, but you can imagine how emotional those conversations must have been. The most heartbreaking moment happened when Sharon walked into Ozzy's room one evening. She found him sitting in his favorite chair, looking at an old family photo from the 1990s. Those were the crazy years when their family was all over TV, but they were also some of their happiest times together. Ozzy was looking at that picture with tears running down his face. When he saw Sharon, he said something that will make you cry. He told her, "I'm sorry for what I couldn't fix, but thank you for staying." Think about that for a moment. Here was this rock star who had lived the wildest life imaginable, and in his final days, all he cared about was his family. All he wanted was to say sorry and thank you to the woman who never gave up on him. After he said those words, Sharon canceled all her work meetings and interviews. She didn't tell anyone why, but people close to her said she spent the next few days just sitting by his side, holding his hand and barely sleeping. Then, just a few days later, Ozzy Osbourne died peacefully in his sleep. There was no drama, no chaos, no big scene like you might expect from someone who lived such a wild life. He just slipped away, quietly while holding the hand of the woman who loved him through everything. The Prince of Darkness, who was known for his crazy stage shows and wild behavior, left this world in the most gentle way possible. When it came time for Ozzy's funeral, Sharon made a decision that surprised everyone. Instead of having a huge public ceremony with thousands of fans, she chose to keep it small and private. She said that Ozzy had given everything to the world during his life, and now she wanted just one moment that belonged only to his family. The funeral was held in a small, quiet chapel in the English countryside. There were no news cameras, no reporters, and no crowds of screaming fans. Just a few chairs and the people who loved Ozzy the most. The entire funeral service lasted less than an hour, but what happened inside that little chapel left everyone there completely emotional. Ozzy's son Jack spoke first, and instead of talking about his father's fame and success, he talked about Ozzy the dad. Jack cried openly as he told everyone how his father had apologized to him just weeks before dying. Ozzy felt bad about all the times he wasn't there for his kids when they were growing up because he was dealing with his own problems. Jack ended his speech by whispering, "You did your best, Dad, and that was enough." Then Kelly stood up to speak. Kelly had struggled with some of the same problems her father had, like addiction and feeling misunderstood by the world. She told everyone that her dad was the loudest person in any room, but somehow he was also the most misunderstood. She shared something really special. Just 2 days before Ozzy died, he had sent her a voice message on her phone. In that message, he told her, "You've got your mom's fire and your dad's madness. You're unstoppable. I love you always." Can you imagine how precious that message must be to her now? But the moment that really broke everyone's heart came when Sharon stood up. She didn't read from a piece of paper like most people do at funerals. She didn't even cry at first. Instead, she walked right up to Ozzy's casket, put her hand on it, and spoke directly to him like he was still there listening. Her voice was soft but strong as she said, "This wasn't supposed to be the end. But maybe this is the peace you never found in life. Sleep now, my darling." The room went completely silent. Everyone was crying, even the priest who was leading the service. It was such a powerful moment that no one knew what to say or do. They just sat there thinking about this incredible love story between two people who had been through so much together. When it was time to lower Ozzy into the ground, something magical happened. A violin player performed a beautiful, quiet version of one of Ozzy's most famous songs, "Mama, I'm Coming Home." Sharon had chosen that song herself because she said it was the one that meant the most to Ozzy. Every time he heard it, he would get emotional and sometimes even cry. It was perfect for that moment, like Ozzy was finally coming home to rest. After the funeral, Sharon made another decision that shocked everyone. Just 1 day after burying her husband, she sat down for a very honest interview. She wasn't wearing makeup or fancy clothes. She just wanted to tell the truth about what Ozzy's final days were really like. What she revealed made people understand Ozzy in a whole new way. Sharon explained that Ozzy wasn't scared of dying. What scared him was thinking about all the mistakes he had made during his life. He was worried that those mistakes might somehow hurt the people he loved, even after he was gone. Then Sharon shared something that gave everyone chills. Just 3 days before Ozzy died, when he was very weak and could barely talk, he asked Sharon to turn off all the machines and close the door so they could be completely alone. That's when Ozzy whispered something to her that she said she'll never forget for the rest of her life. He told her that he had done something years ago, something that no one ever found out about. He said that if it ever came out after he died, he wanted her to know that he was sorry and that he never meant to ruin everything. Sharon said she was shocked because she had no idea what he was talking about. This confession has made people wonder what secret Ozzy was carrying all these years. Some people think it might have been about something that happened during his wildest partying days in the 1980s. Others think it might have been about someone he hurt without meaning to. We may never know the truth, but it shows that even rock stars carry guilt and regret just like everyone else. Sharon also revealed that Ozzy had been having strange dreams in his final weeks. He would dream about being chased by someone who called him by his real first name, John, instead of Ozzy. In these dreams, it felt like someone was trying to pull the real person out from behind all the fame and stage makeup. It was like the scared, human part of him was trying to break free from the rock star image he had created. The most surprising thing Sharon shared was that Ozzy had been secretly making video recordings of himself for the past 20 years. He had over 60 hours of videos where he talked to the camera like it was his best friend. In these videos, he said things he never wanted the world to hear while he was alive. These tapes are now locked away, and Sharon hasn't decided if she'll ever let anyone see them. Some big TV companies have already offered millions of dollars to buy them, but Sharon isn't sure if that's what Ozzy would have wanted. Sharon also revealed that Ozzy had written several secret letters before he died. Some were for his children, but one was addressed to the one I hurt most. Sharon doesn't know who that letter is for, and she hasn't opened it. Can you imagine how mysterious and sad that must be? Somewhere out there is someone who meant so much to Ozzy that he wrote them a final letter, but we don't even know who they are. All of these revelations have made people see Ozzy Osbourne in a completely different way. For decades, the world knew him as the crazy rock star who did wild things on stage. But Sharon's tribute showed everyone the real man behind all that craziness. She painted a picture of someone who was deeply caring, who loved his family more than anything, and who spent his final years trying to make up for the mistakes of his past. The media always focused on the wild side of Ozzy. They talked about his drinking problems, his crazy behavior, and all the shocking things he did to get attention. But Sharon's final words brought forward the side that most fans never got to see. She talked about the man who would cry when he watched his daughter sing. She talked about the husband who always found his way back home, no matter how lost he got. She talked about the father who spent his final days asking for forgiveness and trying to make things right. What made Sharon's tribute so powerful wasn't just what she said, but how she said it. She didn't try to make Ozzy sound perfect or pretend that he never made mistakes. Instead, she showed everyone that it's possible to love someone completely, even when they're flawed. She showed that real love means staying with someone through their darkest times and helping them find their way back to the light. The funeral and Sharon's tribute have taught us something important about love and forgiveness. They've shown us that even the biggest rock stars are just human beings trying to figure out life like the rest of us. They've reminded us that it's never too late to say sorry, and it's never too late to tell the people you love how much they mean to you. Ozzy's story is about more than just rock music. It's about a man who struggled with his demons, but never stopped trying to be better. It's about a woman who stood by him through everything because she could see the good person underneath all the chaos. It's about a family that stuck together even when times got really tough. The way Ozzy died and the way Sharon honored him has touched millions of people around the world. It's reminded us that behind every famous person is a real human being with real feelings, real fears, and real love. It's shown us that the most important things in life aren't fame, or money, or success. The most important things are the people we love and the time we get to spend with them. Sharon's tribute to Ozzy wasn't just a goodbye to a rock legend. It was a love letter to the world, showing everyone what real, lasting love looks like. It was a reminder that we should cherish the people in our lives while we still have them. It was a call to forgive the people who have hurt us and to ask for forgiveness from the people we've hurt. As we say goodbye to Ozzy Osbourne, we're not just losing a rock star. We're losing someone who showed millions of people that it's okay to be different, it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to keep trying to be better. His music will live on forever, but more importantly, his story of love, redemption, and family will continue to inspire people for generations to come. The Prince of Darkness has finally found his peace, and thanks to Sharon's beautiful tribute, the world got to see the man behind the legend one last time. Ozzy Osbourne was more than a rock star. He was a husband, a father, and a human being who just wanted to be loved and to love others in return. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Your music, your madness, and your humanity will never be forgotten. If Ozzy's story has touched your heart the way it's touched ours, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear about the power of love and forgiveness. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because we'll continue to bring you the real stories behind your favorite celebrities. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we upload new content. And most importantly, take some time today to tell the people in your life how much you love them. You never know when it might be your last chance. Thank you for watching, and remember, the greatest legacy anyone can leave behind isn't fame or fortune. It's love,